My name is Rhapsody, and welcome back to the middle of a run. Yes, I don't like splitting these up, but hey, it would be 3 hours otherwise with Lollash.
Hi, Rhapsody. How you doing?
Hi, Lollash. I'm doing as well as I was last time you asked that 45 fucking minutes ago. Ooh.
Hey.
Feel no pain, immolate, sentinel opening hand.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, that lets you play whatever the other two cards you draw are, I guess.
Hmm. I mean, okay, so their opening attack is going to be like a 12 and a 12. We have to kill the Mugger first because the Mugger does a larger amount of damage on its third strike.
It also has a higher block value when it tries to run away.
Oh, that is a good pickup. All right, feel no pain. Let's see what the Havoc gives us. Oh, fuck, yes!
Oh, that is amazing. That is so good.
I think, like, the rest of this is pretty obvious. Just play the entire hand.
Yeah, you just play everything here. I would probably, even though it's completely unnecessary this turn, I would probably throw out the Fire Potion.
Ooh,
to try and force them to run quicker. Because you've got 3 pots, and they choose to run away based on their HP value.
Is that true? I didn't know that.
Yep.
Oh,
So,
okay.
you know how sometimes you fight them and they will hit you 4 times and then run away?
Yeah.
And then sometimes you fight them and you hit them twice and then they run away?
Yep.
I believe, and this is not like, I haven't dug into the code or anything, but I think once they hit 50%, their next action is run away.
Really?
Yep.
That is really interesting. I did not think that was... Oh, right. Sorry. I thought there were attacks were going to be 12, by the way, because I've been playing Ascension mode. My bad.
It's only 10 each, right?
Yes. It was only 10 each there. Whirlwind is 20 to each.
So, I probably bash the back guy and Whirlwind here. Bash Whirlwind kills him, I believe.
What if we drop the energy potion and Whirlwind for the kills? Because we can't guarantee when they're going to run.
How long until our first elite fight, though, is the only question.
It's a bunch of blank spaces away.
Alright, yeah, no, that's fine.
Okay.
As long as there's not like a bunch of combat between now and then, and we end up getting there with half HP and no potions, because then we'd feel sad.
That's not going to happen. Awesome. Keep the money.
All the money.
Yeah!
Warcry Plus. I mean, this is a no-brainer, right? I don't have to weigh in on that one.
1000% no-brainer. Throw back everything except armaments?
Yep.
So their opener is almost offering before the armaments so we can upgrade those cards?
So this is one of those conundrums, right?
Yeah.
Upgrading offering means you draw 5 cards, and you upgrade disarm, bash, fire breathing, which isn't great, but it's okay. Offering before armaments mean you only upgrade 3 more cards, but I think you offering first here.
Yeah. So the opening attack from this is usually the debuff, and it's either the vulnerability debuff or it's going to be the hexing debuff.
Yeah. So I think you probably finesse... Yeah, finesse or Warcry. Either way works. If you finesse first, you might draw into Feel No Pain, but that's alright. Because he's not going to be attacking us this turn anyway, so just ditch a defend on top of the deck?
Yeah.
6 energy. Yeah, probably defend on top. And then you upgrade everything. And then you play the skills. And then you weaken him, and then you...
Yeah. I mean, since that's an unupgraded defend, I think I just finesse to draw it.
Yeah, to get it out. And it also does 5 damage because of letter opener.
Right.
So that was a
hex.
21 damage turn. That's okay, because from this point onwards, having Dazed in your hand is not going to be terrible, because remember, you're an exhaust deck.
Definitely true. Definitely true. So what is it you don't like about Dark Embrace, by the way? We broached that a little bit last episode, but we didn't get too deeply into it.
I have had Dark Embrace ruin one of my runs. Like, actually kill me. Legit kill me. With regret. Dark Embrace killed me with regret once.
I think
it was an ironclad dead branch deck,
Yep.
and it was going insanely well. And then I like fiend fired and exhausted all my cards, got 5 random cards and 4 cards, and regret, and it dealt like 10 damage to me, and I died. So I'm the sadness because of that.
that is fair. All right, so do you want to defend or strike? We aren't vulnerable, so the maximum amount of damage that it can do is 16.
Yeah, no, we just take that on the chin and strike him here, I think. It sets us up for a kill next turn. And I don't think he'll hit us for the full amount. Yeah.
He went for the vulnerability strike. We can Havoc to burn to wound.
Dear. He's just dead.
Kill him. Ooh, another regen potion.
Nice
hey!
Power through. There it is. And it's already upgraded.
Yeah.
That's another no-brainer. You are going to love power through, by the way.
Remove another card from our deck. I think it's another strike.
I think it's a defend, actually.
Really? Oh, because we just picked up the power through. We have a shrug it off. We have a finesse. We have the feel no. Yeah, I can see this.
Yep. I think we have way more defensive options in this deck, especially with feel no pain. So you keep probably wilds. Well, no, you probably keep disarm, because if you draw it and it's 3 energy, you're going to be super sad and never get to play it.
Yeah.
Putting it on your first turn makes a lot of sense. I don't know if you keep wild strike. You might, because it puts the wound in your deck.
Yeah, I think I keep it for exactly that reason. All right, do we finesse or havoc first, or are we just going bash, disarm, wild strike?
I think we just go bash, disarm, wild strike.
Cool.
There is an argument to play finesse here, because you can't rely on your deck, and you might draw offering, and if you draw offering, then you can play 2 additional cards.
Sure, but if we draw armaments, shrug it off, feel no pain, fire breathing, power through, or immolate, we're going to be sad, so I think we skip it.
Yeah, it will probably be sad if we draw half of them anyway, because Snecko is a troll.
It's true.
Yeah, just skip.
Mm-hmm. Hopefully this is either... Oh, this is going to be the debuff. It's always the debuff on the first turn.
Yeah, always debuff first.
It's usually the 6 or 9 damage tail whip before anything else.
Yep. So... Probably... Well, you play fire breathing for sure, because it's 0 cost and you want it out of your deck.
So what is the upgrade for fire breathing? It goes down to 0 cost, right? So it doesn't get buffed?
Yeah. Yep. And I don't even think you want to buff your other cards here. I think you just want to shrug.
Mm-hmm.
It gives you the block to survive the turn, then you strike. Snecko is always an awkward one, because...
That wasn't a tail whip, unfortunately. Ugh, super expensive offering. How about we Warcry to put it back on top of the deck?
Yep, absolutely.
Feel no pain first?
Yes, because you want the block.
Mm-hmm. Do we immolate or Infernal Blade?
This is a tricky one, because Infernal Blade is gain 6 block and do an attack, and Immolate is gain 6 block and do an attack.
Mm-hmm.
Any attack with a debuff would be better than Immolate. And Infernal Blade costing 1 is better than Infernal Blade costing 2 or 3 later on.
Yep.
Having an extra wound in the deck is just, hey, there's a Searing Blow.
Have you done many Searing Blow runs?
I've tried to make it work a few times, and I always end up not hitting enough campfires and being, yay, offering, you're amazing, offering.
I don't really want to Warcry. Because I think we can just, like... Do I? Yeah, to try and get for a, well, like, Immolate is the only card that I really want to draw there?
Yeah, but Immolate would be really good.
Alright.
I mean, what else are you going to play on this turn? There's really not that much. Like, I probably power through Havoc.
Havoc first. Actually, it would have been correct to power through first, just because it could draw Immolate, and then Immolate would randomly target, so you don't want it to target power through.
Yeah.
But here I'm not going to take a hit, so there's no reason to add the 2 wounds into my deck right now. I don't have enough ways to burn them yet.
Yeah, that's true. We don't have an evolve, so if you draw a handful of wounds, you feel real bad.
Yeah. It's another tail whip. Wild strike kills.
Yeah, it does.
It's exact lethal,
So,
except for the
are you starting
fire.
Are you starting to see the value in the wild strikes?
I'm seeing it, but I don't think I'll truly appreciate it until I get an evolve in this deck.
So I probably pick another wild strike here.
Really, I love metallicize.
Yeah.
We do
I
usually get
don't
more
have-
block than we need, though.
Yeah, with Feel No Pain, I feel like well,
It fills the same
Yeah.
role that something else fills in a worse way in this specific deck. Do
Ooh,
you read
ooh,
or do
ooh.
you leave?
you always read. Always read.
All right, what's the tier
Always.
list then?
In this deck specifically?
Sure.
In this deck specifically, probably Enchiridion, Necronomicon, and then the other one that I can't remember the name of because it's useless.
Nilri's, yeah, there we go. I have so many comments arguing with me about Nilri's Codex, like, oh no, but you can choose whether or not to add it to your deck, and it's like, but it's bullshit. It sucks. They're unupgraded.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Normally Necronomicon ahead of
Enchiridion.
Enchiridion, but I think in this deck Enchiridion's the best one.
Yeah.
Because it could be an evolve. It could be a.
It could be a corruption.
Yeah. So we keep corruption.
I think we need
Feel
the
No Pain
AoE.
defend. I think you keep the defend to exhaust with corruption here.
Okay. So their opening turn is
Because-
usually 13 damage on the front liner, 12 damage on the backliner, and 8 damage on the midliner. So we've got like 23 damage we need to block.
Yeah, and this is a really good hand for blocking all of that damage because corrupting away. Oh yeah, now it's even better. So you corrupt. You Feel No Pain, your corruption, and then you start playing out.
Sure, but I don't need corruption
You-
yet. I can play the 0 costs
Yes.
first.
Oh yeah, no, that's fine.
Well, I mean, I can just put something back on the top of my deck to play for free. I'll just play a defend for free with a Havoc. Or I put the Havoc on top of my deck to not play.
I think you want the Havoc for next turn
Okay.
because we're going to Corruption, Infernal Blade, defend here, right?
Do you think we drop the regen potion? Because if we're doing it ever, it has to be now.
This fight will probably last the full 5 turns.
Yeah.
Because we're not super offensive. I think drinking a regen potion's correct. Drop kick is sadness.
And do you target the slaver at the back first, or the slaver at the front that does more damage?
No. You get rid of spear, dude. Who
Good.
Makes it so that you can't play attacks.
Yeah. The entangle
So
becomes
bad.
real bad. There's 12. This should be 8. No, it's 7, but this is 13.
These guys put wounds in our deck as well. It's nice of them.
How kind. I'm gonna probably disarm the Taskmaster, because all of them attack every single turn, and the Taskmaster is the one that I kill last every single time. And it's a flat damage reduction, so it's not like a weaken that's better on someone who does more damage.
Yep, I agree thoroughly.
Cool. Should we Havoc first? Or
I
finesse?
think we finesse first. Because we would love to draw into, like...
Sentinel. I mean, Sentinel after a offering. I really wish I could have bashed that out of my deck. All right.
That's right.
Havoc Shrug It Off is pretty good.
It's pretty solid. You can't really complain.
I think we don't play Power Through because we've got enough defense now.
We just bash Wild Strike back guy, which
Yeah.
actually nearly kills him?
Even if we played these
wait,
two,
wait.
it's not going to be enough to kill it.
Yeah, it's only... Yeah. But we've got 34 block, which should block all of the damage?
It definitely will. The backliner can use Entangle on the second turn, but it's rare. Yeah, usually it's this. It applied Vulnerability.
This is the turn where we're going to need more defense, and we'll get it because Offering is amazing.
Mm-hmm. Immolate the Sentinel.
So
the wound.
Yeah, you immolate the wound, you play the War Cry, you play the Sentinel because it exhausts itself, so you get the energy and the block.
Mm-hmm.
But you probably armaments first.
I already have enough energy. I think I put the Sentinel back on top of my deck.
For next turn,
Yeah.
How much defense are we going to gain though?
No, we're
do
gonna
a
kill the
billion
frontliner.
damage. Yeah, no, that's fine. Put Sentinel back on top of the deck. So dead, because upgraded Wild Strike is insane.
That's true, it is insane. Don't
Well,
like
you think
being
about
wrong.
You think about it. Predator
Mm-hmm.
is 15 damage for 2 energy. You can get, like, Heavy Blade is 14 damage for 2 energy?
14 damage for
And,
2
like,
energy, but
admittedly-
you don't take it unless you have the ability to do something else.
Yeah, but as a base card, Wild Strike is 17 damage. It's insane.
Mm.
For 1.
Headbutt.
Headbutt's interesting because we can choose how to use...
Havoc, but also you just get to put your best cards back on top of your deck to play them again.
Especially with armaments, because you can armaments, headbutt armaments.
Mm-hmm.
Keep your whole deck upgraded. I think a headbutt's worth it in this deck. We are starting to get a little fat, so we want to try and be a little bit more selective about our deck from this point onwards, because we actually have a really solid working deck right now. I think all we're looking for is evolve, maybe a second power through. So I choose here for sure, and hope we hit evolve. Or Battle Trance.
I'm always scared of this one because you can never like just say no card when you read, which sucks. Oh, there's double tap. There's brutality. There's immolate.
So there's good choices here. There's some real good choices here, actually. True Grit is another good choice.
Mm-hmm.
For the Exhausted. Remember how I said True Grit? When you True Grit something, you gain 9 block, and then Exhausted and gain 6 block, so it's like gaining 15 block.
Yep.
Which is pretty bonkers.
Alright, can I put forward that I think there's 3 different options here. I think the rest of the options are kind of not that great right now.
Yep.
Brutality, Shockwave, and Immolate.
Brutality, Shockwave, Immolate. See, I disagree. I think Shockwave, True Grit, Immolate. I don't think Brutality is worth it.
Really? Losing an HP to draw a card, you upgrade it to make it innate. It's an extra card every hand.
It is, at the cost of 1 HP, which isn't terrible. But remember, we already have a couple of good sources in the deck for card draw. We've got Offering, we got Shrug It Off, we've got like things that when we draw them, we're going to play Warcry. We've got 2 Warcries in the deck.
Mm-hmm.
So we have a lot of draw. Admittedly, it exhausts itself, but by the time we played through the deck twice, we kill most things anyway.
Okay.
I think Shockwave, like armaments into Shockwave is insane.
Yes.
Because 5 weak, 5 vulnerable is bonkers good.
Mm-hmm.
True Grit provides us with a source of single target card exhaustion, so we can get rid of things like wounds if they start stacking up in the deck, which is nice.
Yep.
And it's a really strong block card. And Immolate, of course, is one of the core damage abilities of our deck. And I think those are the 3 that I would choose from. I don't think I'd take an Offering here. Not an Offering 8. I would definitely take an Offering. Brutality.
So I have an extreme amount of respect for True Grit. I hope I never need to demonstrate that because I take one in like every deck because I usually have like a 15 card deck and each True Grit is like eventually 10% less of my deck every single time I play it. Shockwave I love as well because it's one of the few ways that you can get weaken on an enemy in a reasonable way in an Ironclad deck.
Yep.
I think we take Immolate because we have a bunch of wounds in this deck at the moment. 2 Wild Strikes and we've got 2 Wild Strikes and we've got the ability to put 2 wounds in our hand.
Yeah, so really what you need to do here is look at our deck and go, what are we lacking more? Because Immolate and True Grit serve the exact same purpose.
Yeah.
One of them removes the card and gives us, like, when it's upgraded, 15 block.
Mm-hmm.
And one of them removes a card and does 15 damage to all enemies. So the only question is, are we going to be better with 15 block every time we draw the card? Or are we going to be better with 15 damage every time we draw the card with a wound? Because you have to draw it with a wound with Immolate. Whereas with True Grit, you can slap out a strike or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know. I think you could go either way here. It just depends on whether you'd prefer to be more defensive or more offensive. We have a lot of defense in the deck already, so I think Immolate's probably better.
Yeah, that's exactly the line that ultimately got me. Another Smith. Next Smith, I think, is on the Offering.
I think Offering is a good target. I also think the Immolates are good targets.
I think they are, but like Offering is one that we always play before we Armaments, whereas Armaments is played before an Immolate.
Yeah, well, the beauty of upgrading Offering is you remove that, do I want to Offering before Armaments or Armaments before Offering?
Yeah.
Conundrum.
Hey, all these smooth stone.
Smooth stone. Ooh.
Do we take another
I think one more power through. We now have 2 Immolates, so anytime we draw a power through plus Immolate, it's a guaranteed Immolate.
Mm-hmm.
And we have some other sources of exhaust in the deck. I think that's valuable. This guy's a jerk.
Yep. I absolutely hate him. The opening turn is almost always 7x3. Although they do have a weaken that they can apply. A weaken and frail.
Yeah, I think keeping corruption power through Warcry is correct here.
Cool. Disarm is amazing. These kinds of enemies are why I take Disarm, because the multi-attacks just get completely gimped.
Yeah. There's nothing better than, one of the decks that I was playing recently was a silent deck with Ice Cream and a bunch of, outmaneuver and stuff. And I hit, Hexaghost on the first floor on the second turn with an 8 energy malaise plus. So just -9 strength.
Yep.
He couldn't hit me. Literally 0 damage for the rest of the fight.
It is insane. I've done the exact same thing before. The burst malaises specifically also do that. Alright. I put a power through back on top of the deck. I think we just power through double war. Power through defend, double wild strike.
Yeah, power through defend. I think you power through defend, and then strike. Wild strike, wild strike.
No.
It's 4 damage, and he gains 1 extra block.
Okay, so I sat down at one point and I worked this stuff out, and I was like, it's always the highest attack first. So we get 9 through, and then 6 through, and then 0 through on the strike at the end, right? Because this triggers 3 block, this triggers 4 block, and then the strike does nothing. So 9 and 6 is 13. 15. We strike first, we get 4 damage in. We block 3 off of this, so that becomes 6. So we get 10, and then we get 4 block, and we wild strike, and it's 15.
So in this circumstance, it's exactly the same either way.
The ones where it makes a huge amount of difference are when you can slot in an attack that does the exact amount of block that the enemy has.
Yeah, that makes it way better. Okay, so this is
headbutt and immolate to the top of our deck.
Yeah, you headbutt, then you're offering, and then you armaments.
Warcry, because it only gets benefit.
Feel no pain.
Yeah, okay. Feel no pain, but then we Warcry. Because it doesn't get upgraded by armaments. It's already 0 cost because of the corruption.
That is very true. Yep. This is an insane turn for us. We just hard win here.
Yeah. I mean, it really doesn't matter what we put it back on top because we're about to draw it with the finesse.
Yep.
Right, what are we going to burn? Any of those is fine, except if it's an immolate, we want to make sure that we've used all of our other stuff first. Alright. Oh, he's a bash. Damn it.
That bash havoc troll has hit us twice already in this run, and now I feel real bad.
It's okay. Now that we've got this headbutt, it's going to be a lot less common. Hopefully. Shrug. Infernal. Let's say heavy blade.
I mean, heavy blade is solid. It kills him here.
Oh, yeah. That's a fair point. Is there anything in the game that gives you an interaction where exhausting can result in you getting strength?
No, not exhaust into strength, unfortunately.
I think it's nothing here.
I think you skip.
Yeah.
We don't have any strength gain to make Pummel worth, although Pummel does exhaust itself, so there's an argument to be made where 10 damage and exhaust is not bad, but...
Mm-hmm.
So you keep... don't you keep Rupture?
Do you? We have no HP loss in the deck. And this guy takes off like a rocket. He does 21 damage as an opening attack, or he does 7 times 2? 6 times 2. God damn it. Ascension mode. Fuck you. He does something times 2 as his opener. I think if we keep Rupture, we're going to rob ourselves of the ability to get a defense card.
What if we get Offering?
Offering is the only card that works with Rupture in our deck.
I know, but what if we get it? That's right. I'm being facetious.
I think I also throw back Immolate.
I think you throw back Headbutt.
Yeah. Okay, good.
When are you going to want to Headbutt something?
Oh, Disarm is so good here, and we get to upgrade with armaments. We'll Infernal Blade first. Fuck yes!
Oh! That's pretty good.
Just in case this bashes, we do the Havoc next. Oh, but it could also Immolate and destroy my Bludgeon.
It could, but we've got one of the Immolates out of the deck. I think you Havoc first.
Hey! Whoa! What up? Feel no pain Offering. Let's go.
It's a really good turn for us.
Oh shit, we did get Offering. My bad.
Yeah, what if we get Offering?
Mm.
If we'd kept the Rupture in the opening hand, I don't think we would have got there.
Mm.
That's okay. So you're probably Fire Breathing, Bludgeon, Power Through.
No. You can defend because 21 is his maximum damage in this turn.
But adding 2 wounds to the deck.
That's to your hand. We can do a Wild Strike to add it to the deck.
Yeah, no, we definitely want a Wild Strike. So
Sure.
It's just defend, bludgeon, Wild Strike. So I think doing like 66 damage and gaining 24 block and playing 2 powers on turn 1 is pretty solid.
You think so?
Yeah, I think it's pretty
no.
good. So
With the 3
Key
weaken, he's
Immolate
got an 18 or a... Oh, crumbs. He's got an 18 or he's got a 9.
yeah, so I think you probably Immolate away a strike, Wild Strike him, and then play the defends.
Yeah.
It gives us 18 block, which is pretty solid, and we hit him for some damage.
Mm-hmm. 18 was the maximum damage you could have done that turn anyhow.
Yep. Whew, what's left in our deck? Because we can draw all of it if we want to.
Nothing.
2 wounds. We don't want to draw.
Uh-huh.
So we just bash Power Through Defend here, I guess?
Yep. Agreed. That's the 18. Yeah. Fully defended. Beautiful. Give me those Immolates.
Well, you got a Warcry.
I think we Warcry first.
Yeah, absolutely. With 4 energy. And then we put a...
Put a Shrug It Off back on top and then Havoc the Shrug It Off?
I think that's correct, yeah.
I mean, the rest of this hand unfortunately plays itself.
Well, I mean, you say unfortunately, we blocked 36 damage. We didn't do a lot of damage, but we also are basically immune, so...
It's
Hey,
true.
there's that Power Through Immolate combo, except we already drew a wound.
Yeah. I'm gonna burn that wound just for... still could do 3 damage in the worst case scenario. So.
Just defend it up.
Easily done.
This guy is going to give us our Evolve. I can feel it.
Oh, okay. Placing all your bets on that card.
Why'd you play Rupture? You should have immolated Rupture there.
Yep. You're 100% right. I was thinking, what am I going to immolate? I don't want to play this 0 cost card. Yeah. Totally correct.
It's alright.
I think I do immolate the Wild Strike now. That's just because the Book of Stabbing can't do any damage if we do that.
Yes, I agree. I mean, it would be nice to be able to do the 12 damage, but I think you're better off taking that.
Hey!
Just a bludgeon.
Thump.
42.
What's your thoughts on bludgeon?
Gi is really strong for us. Ooh.
Intimidate?
Ooh. Ooh.
Body slam?
We do gain a lot of block in this deck.
We do.
But we don't have, like, barricade and trench shenaniganry to make body slam insane.
Sure, but we do gain a lot of block. I think you're right. I think it's body slam.
I mean, intimidates. Yeah, no, I don't think we take intimidate. I don't think we take dual wield because there's not a lot of attacks we want to multiplay. I think a body slam could work.
Yep. All right.
It's panache. It's ginger. It's disarm. It's feed.
It's everything I want and more.
So how often do we play 5 cards? We play 5 cards fairly often because we've got Infernal Blades, War Cries, Offerings.
And we've got 4 energy by base, and I'll probably take another energy offering if I get one.
Yeah, I think Panache is a must pick if you reliably play 5 cards. So I think we have to take Panache. I think Disarm on sale saves us a lot of headaches.
Yep.
And is therefore worthwhile. I think it's too late for Feed to be good.
Yep.
We are not quite rich enough to get the ginger, which fills me with sadness.
Although we don't really do direct damage that much.
I mean, we still throw out the occasional, Wild Strike or Bludgeon.
This is true.
But you are correct. And Immolate is an attack, technically, so being weakened when you have Immolates is sad.
Alright, so the thing that's non-controversial, I think we take Panache 100% of the time.
Yeah, we definitely take Panache. I don't think that's debatable.
I kind of want Singing Bowl, so we can just turn down every card. It's gonna be our feed, but better.
Yeah, I think we're not picking pretty much any card from this point onwards. And then we can afford a removal as well as Disarm. So I think we ditch a strike, pick up Disarm.
Yep. Totally in agreement. That's exactly what I wanted to do when we got there. There is a shop, by the way, in 2 spaces. I forgot about it as well. I should have mentioned that. Hell yeah! Dark Embrace!
So you keep Warcry, Panache, and Dark Embrace, and you go Panache, Dark Embrace, Warcry, right?
Yep. Now, Warcry, you just put whatever the fuck you want back on top of your deck because you're about to draw it again.
Yep, and then you Offering, and then you Warcry.
We have... Yeah, so now we Warcry. Put anything back on top of the deck. Armaments.
Draw it, and then we Armaments.
Alright.
So now if you power through... Yeah, if you power through, you can play your Immolate.
This is true.
This is true. 15 damage to all enemies, and we gain all of the block we'll need, so then we can just strike, and probably kill that back guy, right?
Yeah. I was trying to think if there was any version of this that included immolating the Sentinel, but not really.
Well, I mean, you could draw into another Immolate right here.
Could have.
But you could have.
Excellent. I didn't need to target the backline that time. I could have just targeted the foreline. The Panache would have killed the backline. That was my bad.
That's fine. So this is pretty easy money, right? We feel no pain, Infernal Blade.
Oh, Headbutt and then Havoc. All right, what do we want on top of our deck?
Probably
Bash. Or we could actually put the Sentinel back on top of our deck.
Yeah, put the Sentinel on top of the deck.
Cool.
Because then we can shrug. Oh, never mind.
Then we can just kill. I would rather keep regen potions than block potions here, although I do know there's a case to be made the other way because we had the body slam.
Well, here's the thing. We have body slam, which makes block potions more valuable. We also aren't taking damage. You take exhume. There's no question.
Good.
Yeah. We have offerings, which makes, like, exhume is just a 1-cost offering, and I would play a 1-cost offering 100% of the time. And if you upgrade exhume, it's 0 cost.
What the fuck is this? What is? It's 30. Purity also would be amazing.
Yeah, purity would be pretty good.
Pretty good. All right, do we lift or smith?
So we don't play a whole lot of attacks.
It's true.
But we will trigger panache a lot. So upgrading panache to 14 damage is quite nice. Upgrading exhume so that it's free. Yeah. Although we sometimes float energy anyway. Is a thing that I've been noticing. Not a lot, but we do.
Okay.
I think we upgrade panache.
Yeah, especially considering how many multi-fights are on the next floor. Hey, yeah. Dark Embrace.
Do you keep finesse? You do, because it's just 3 block and draw another card, right?
Exactly. We could keep Wild Strike as well. I just think with Dark Embrace, we just want to get to our exhaust cards as soon as possible.
We want to look for the big combo first turn to try and get as many powers and stuff out, and Dark Embrace finesse is the best way to do that.
Well, we did it.
Oh, we got the main powers out, which is good. Oh, disarm is delicious. Warcry's delicious.
I was thinking, is it the Warcry or just accept the 18 damage? Nah, it's Warcry. It's Warcry.
Here's our offering. I could smell it. And
somehow you just knew it was going to be there. We have a power through and 2 immolates. Unfortunately, we don't have the energy to play all of that.
Yeah, and we have an armaments as well, which is kind of bonkers. Ooh, Reaper. Good to have in the deck. Don't want to play it yet.
Yeah.
I think you might armaments body slam here. It's more damage than the immolates anyway, and it upgrades both of our immolates for later on, as well as everything else in our hands.
We could add 21 damage to it with a power through.
And it puts 2 more wounds in our deck. Yeah, no, that's correct. Absolutely. Yep, I agree.
Now, I don't think Reaper's getting better for us. We don't have any strength in our deck. This guy doesn't spawn ads.
I don't think we'll need the clutch heal either. So yeah, you Reaper.
Yep. Hey.
That was a good turn.
Yep, we did a really good amount of damage.
It's funny because this deck could actually use a barricade here.
It could. Yeah. It's gotten to a ridiculous amount of defensiveness. Okay, what do we want to put?
So we'd like to dig down to the exhume for an offering. Can we get that deep? Oh, we won't. We don't need to even worry about deck.
We can just put that Warcry back on top of our deck.
No, you put the armaments on top of your deck, because we definitely draw exhume next turn. Because if we don't draw exhume, we havoc exhume.
Yeah.
One of those 2 gets played. So you put the armaments on top of the deck because we will be playing the offering upgraded, which means we'll have 10 cards, so we can upgrade everything.
It's entirely possible that this enemy does a debuff this turn. I don't think we can Wild Strike, because then we aren't guaranteed that draw.
Yeah, you just strike Sentinel.
Cool.
And maybe he hits us for some damage.
Just a little. There's the frail and the vulnerability.
Oh no, 2 damage. Whatever shall we do? So, we just exhume offering.
What? Do you want to armaments the exhume so it costs nothing?
No, because we want to armaments everything we draw with offering.
Okay. We actually need to play a card first.
No, we don't.
Because this draws
we do,
5,
because
and then we
we've
have the
We've
Dark
got
Embrace. I mean, we can just play the Fire Breathing.
Yeah, let's see, it costs 1 energy.
It does, but... Oh, that's a shitty hand anyway.
No, it's amazing. Look at all those unupgraded cards. Our entire
True, but
deck
they
just
don't...
got upgraded.
They don't do anything. Bash, Wild Strike, Havoc?
Yep.
Yeah. Shame to lose that disarm back into the shuffle, but we should be fully defended this turn again. Just finesse, Warcry. Well, Warcry first. Oh, this is going to be a big body slam turn, especially considering the enemy has the vulnerability.
Yeah. Yeah, we go buck wild here. I think you probably almost certainly immolate away a wound as well.
I mean, because we have the ability to play just everything else.
Yep.
Right, so this guy's probably just going to do the debuff on us. Yeah. And then in this next turn, he's going to do the self-clear. So he's going to clear.
Yep. So just play everything.
Yeah, but I want to put the immolate back on top of the deck, right?
Yes, we do have several statuses in the deck, and immolate's a good source of damage. We can't play Havoc.
Yeah, unfortunately.
That's right, we just Wild Strike and Sentinel.
I mean, we can. We can Wild Strike. Havoc will play the immolate. It'll burn the Sentinel, and it'll draw us 2 cards because of the Dark Embrace.
Yes. Yeah, alright.
Yeah, sure.
5 extra damage because of fire breathing.
Oh god, it's just such a terrible power. I was gonna be sarcastic and say that it's amazing, but I can't even bring myself to do that.
Everything, right?
We can't play
slamming?
everything.
Well, then you don't.
Yeah. We just get as close as we possibly can. Execute for 30. Yeah.
It's 39, I think, or something silly.
Yeah, it's 13 by 3 usually, but not here and not today. Good night, champion.
Remember when I said not that long ago? It'll be difficult to squeeze in as a play, but it'll be very easy to look for like a headbutt into Havoc.
Yep.
Or a Warcry into like draw it next turn. Like there's a lot of ways we'll be able to enable it. I think that's correct. And Mark of Pain is definitely...
Yes. I mean, there's a consideration given to Calling Bell because we burn 2 of them and it gives us another curse, but it's definitely Mark of Pain.
Yeah, I think it's Mark of Pain here. Going up to 5 energy means Barricade's super easy to play, and this deck wants to get to infinite block.
Alright, well, I've got
surprised.
Sorry?
I'm just surprised that we still haven't seen an evolve.
Yeah,
Which makes me a little sad.
I was worried about that when you were explaining that the deck has like a heavy hinging on getting evolve, but especially considering the second immolate, I don't think it needs it.
Well, it still means that you can draw 10 cards in a turn every turn if you have evolve, right? Like, and it means that every time at the moment we have to think: do I want to play a power through? Do I want to play a wild strike? Because if we flood our deck with too many wounds, we'll have turns like that turn where we drew through 3 wounds before.
Yeah.
But if we had an evolve, the turn we drew 3 wounds, if we had an evolve plus, that's just, we have 10 cards in our hand, take your pick.
Yeah.
But this deck is solid anyway. I think a lot of it's got to do with, like, here's the thing, those wound cards, people dismiss them because having wounds in your deck is bad, but they are so powerful by themselves that often you only see the wound once and you're already winning the fight. Like, they help you get through that early part of the fight that's the most difficult.
Right. I mean, I guess that people notice them when they fuck them. And if you don't notice them, you're not going to remember it, right? Like, it's got kind of a inherent memory bias as a result.
Yeah. So, I think I am utterly terrified of,
Nemesis?
Well, yeah, Nemesis.
You're terrified of someone else?
Nemesis is a bit of a jerk depending on the deck you're playing. Like, I don't think we'd have any problem with Nemesis with this deck.
Definitely not.
But I think we could run into problems against the double strength gain guys, because we do sometimes take a couple of turns to get rolling. But do we have a shop further up than that second shop?
We do. That's if we want to skip an elite, though.
I think either way we end up skipping an elite, right? Because I don't think we want to hit the first shop. I think we either want to hit the second shop or the top shop. So we probably hit the top shop because it's better to save our gold all the way up to the top. So we hit the first and second elites, assuming we can do that.
No. Because we can only... These two elites are mutually exclusive.
They're mutually exclusive.
Yeah. So then we've just got this one up here. So it's you choose one of those paths and then you go for that one, which means that you can't take that shop. That, however, sounds a lot like a next episode problem. My name has been Rhapsody. His name has been Lollash. There's a link to his channel in the description down below. Hopefully you've been enjoying yourselves, and hopefully we will see you for the conclusion of this run next time.
Bye, guys.